Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building another home here in the world of Evergreen Harbor, which is the world that we got with the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack. So this time I am building like a modern winter house. I mean, there's not really anything winter about it besides I built in the snow. But basically I wanted to do something that was more seasonally themed and not another Christmas build since Christmas is over, of course. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys do like this build. It ends up having 2 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. There's 1 downstairs and then there's 2 ensuite bathrooms. Originally I was going to make this a family home, but then I decided that I don't typically build things enough for like roommates or like older Sims living together. And so I thought that would be kind of a fun idea for this build, especially once I started decorating it, because it felt a lot more like mature, like adults would live here and not like a family. Like it didn't really feel like children lived in this home. So maybe you guys will agree, but if you wanted to have children in this home, it would be easy to add those things and of course renovate one of the rooms to be for some kids. But yeah, anyways, for this build I'm building on this tiny lot here in the modernized world of Evergreen Harbor. In case you guys didn't know, through like cheats or through gameplay, you guys can change this world. Originally it's very like industrialized, is run down, there's trash everywhere, and the houses are a bit more of like an older style. You can still see some of that here in this neighborhood, but if you do the proper gameplay or if you cheat like I did, then the whole like world changes to become more modernized, the environment changes, the trash is cleaned up, and it's so cool. I really wish that other worlds would do this. I mean, I would love to see this happen again in the future, because it's really like we have 2 different worlds, because even though it's the same, obviously the lots don't change and the items of the pack don't change, you can build a completely different style in the same world and on the same lot. So it's really refreshing and I love it. It's one of my favorite packs. So anyways, here you can see I'm moving on to the interior. I decided to work out the floor plan before I finished the exterior, so I'll do the landscaping here in just a little bit. The floor plan came together pretty easily. The staircase gave me a little bit of trouble here at the beginning, but once I figured that out, it came together pretty simply. And yeah, it's really like a nice open floor plan and really different than kind of what I expected to do for the floor plan, so it was really refreshing. And you walk in to like the main living area, there's a fireplace, and then at the very base of the staircase is an office space. It's kind of a weird place to put it because there's also the entry to the downstairs bathroom, and also the garage too. So I feel like if you're really trying to get work done and like somebody's actually coming in and out of the garage or in and out of the bathroom, it would be kind of disturbing. So I did think about putting the office over here in this little room, but then I decided that one of the Sims should be into plants. And so, because this was like the perfect room to put a bunch of plants. And so I turned this into like a little bit of like a indoor greenhouse sort of room. And then I put a yoga mat in there and it just really like fit the whole interior style. But if you wanted to, you could move the office over there. But yeah, here I'm moving on to the landscaping. The landscaping is fairly simple. I mean, part of that has to do with building in the snow because you can't really see like how it's going to look, you know, the rest of the seasons, and you can't see the ground, so terrain paint and flooring and stuff just is kind of pointless because you can't see what you're doing. But at the very end of the video, I do go through in just like the regular default build mode, so it's kind of like the summertime basically. So you guys can see what I do and how it's going to look if you play in like the summertime or without seasons in general. And so let me know if you guys like that, because typically when I do a build in the snow, I just leave it throughout the whole video in the snow and then I just check it before uploading to the gallery. But this time there's a little bit of it that's just the regular game. So let me know what you guys think about that, if it kind of like takes away from the whole like winter feel of the build, or if you like to see how it's going to look in other seasons. But yeah, I really liked the landscape, and I tried to use a variety of trees and mostly evergreen trees because we're in Evergreen Harbor, and so I felt like that was pretty appropriate and it made it feel more wintry. There's a few different just regular trees that lose their leaves that I thought kind of added to the build too, but I really tried to not overdo it because I felt like with a modern home like this, simpler was better, and I felt like it would just kind of match the overall style of the build. And the style of the build is very like, I used a lot of Dream Home Decorator, a lot of the Eco Lifestyle pack too, but a lot of Dream Home Decorator. I feel like I've been using that pack so much. When we first got it, I wasn't even sure if I liked it. And then now I use it all of the time. Like in almost every single build, I find something from that pack to use. So it's actually really good and I can highly recommend it. But yeah, the pack, or this build rather, ends up having more of like a modern sort of like Scandinavian feel. I don't know if you guys will agree, but there's lots of like blacks and light woods, and it's very clean and simple. And I also used a barn door that I found on the gallery. You'll see me place it and actually go on the gallery and find it and everything, but it's by Carrie Sims. I will put the name up here on the screen so you guys can see the creator of it, but basically it's a non-CC barn door that you can just place in your game. I am like 99% sure they made it using the tool mod, because I don't see how else you would make it. But anyways, it's just made by like live edit objects and debug objects to create a really cool barn door. And so I use that in both of the bedrooms. I also use it in the little greenhouse room just to sort of make it feel like something could actually close the archways, because I really like archways because you can see into the other rooms and it makes it feel just more open and airy. And I think that's really pretty perfect for a modern home like this, and even more traditional homes. I just like that more open feel, especially when taking screenshots. It's just pretty, I think. But the barn door made it feel like you could just pull it closed if you needed privacy, especially over the bathrooms in both of the bedrooms. But yeah, here I'm moving on to the interior decorating. I started off by placing these couches, and basically they spurred on like the whole interior style for like the whole build. And I used lots of blacks and this light wood color, and then also this more like, I don't know what you would call the wood color on the top of the coffee table. It's like a sandy sort of light brown color. I don't know. It's not really even sandy. What color is that? Do you guys know? If you know, let me know, because I have no idea. But anyways, I really just love the color scheme. It's very different than I typically do for an interior style like this. Usually I would go probably just completely light wood and not any blacks, maybe like creams and browns instead. And so it was really nice doing something a little bit different, but still in this sort of like style that I really enjoy. I've done a lot of apartments in this style, but not many actual like interiors to homes. And so I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to see this, so hopefully you do like it. But yeah, here I decided to move the fireplace along this wall because it was kind of making the floor plan a little bit difficult, or like the layout of the living room just didn't flow as easily. And once I moved it, I was like, oh, this is like the perfect spot to put the fireplace. It made so much sense. But here on the coffee table, I decided to merge this side table in with the coffee table to look like one of those really nice trays that you would see pretty much at any home decorating store or any like interior image on Pinterest or something. I'm not sure if I've ever seen anybody do this before. I feel like I have, so I feel like I can't claim it as my own, but I don't have a person to credit. So if you've seen it before, you can definitely let everybody know in the comments where you've seen it. But I thought it was a really nice idea, and I'm definitely gonna have to do that again in the future because I think it looks so good. But over here at the entryway, I just add like a few decorations to, you know, add entryway items like the umbrella rack, the coat rack, a few shoes, and a mirror, just so your Sims can easily check themselves before leaving the door for the day. Or they might leave through the garage instead of the front door, because I did add a garage, but you know, they're purely decorative. So many people want like cars and more like garage interactions. I'm not too concerned about having cars in general. It would be nice if your Sims could like click on the cars to actually leave the lot rather than any like animation or driving sort of loading screen or something. But it would be nice to have more garage clutter, because we do have a few things, but a lot of things that are really garage looking are like debug objects, which is not super convenient. But yeah, anyways, over here I'm decorating the office space. So I was trying to think about the personalities of the Sims that live here. At this point, I was still thinking about adding a kid's room, so I wasn't thinking necessarily about the other Sim. I think once I start decorating the greenhouse room is when I start to think about it. But yeah, I was thinking that one of the Sims is really like a designer or something, and so I tried to create this more of like a home office space for a designer to get some work done. But like I said, it's like right at the entryway to the bathroom and the garage, so it's probably not the ideal space to get any work done. So maybe they don't do like a lot of work from home, but they do some like maybe like concept art or some like planning and different little things that are easy to get done at home, but maybe they go to like an actual office to get the majority of their work done. I don't know, let me know what you guys think, but either way, I think it's so cute, and I just absolutely love this board that came from Dream Home Decorator because it has so many good little, like, I don't know, just details on it, and I love things like that, and I wish we had more items in general like this for different careers, because I feel like sometimes it's hard to decorate for specific careers that don't really have objects that your Sims could use at home, but you want to show that they have a specific career in their home. I don't know, some things are just a little bit harder to actually capture in an interior style. But yeah, over here is going to be the garage. So in the garage, I put a washer and dryer just to add an activity in here. And other than that, it's really simple, just clutter basically. It would have been nice to actually place a vacuum in here. I got a question recently asking if I used many of the kits in my save file, and I think like there was only like 3 or so of them out. Well, actually there was a couple of clothing ones that I don't even own yet. But I got a question about Bust the Dust, and there's like maybe 1 vacuum in my whole save file, and I haven't used like hardly any vacuums in any of my builds, but I really need to because I really love realistic clutter, but I feel like they're not in the catalog in a way that I would see them, and I feel like that's why I don't use them. It's not that I don't want to, it's that I just don't ever see them when I'm decorating, so I forget about them. Let me know if you guys are the same way, but I need to remember them because that would have been a good item to place in the garage. But anyways, over here is going to be the kitchen, and of course I'm using Dream Home Decorator a lot, so of course I'm using the kitchen from Dream Home Decorator. I was trying to use just these modular cabinets as the overhead cabinets, but I think I end up using just the regular cabinets because they were essentially the same. I forget exactly what I did. It's actually been a little while since I built this home, and I actually built another house that I was planning on sharing first before this, and it's in Willow Creek, and it's like a really big family home, but it's kind of a long video, and my voice is still a little bit hoarse from being sick, and so I thought maybe doing a 30-minute voiceover would be a little bit more challenging than like a 20-minute voiceover. So but that one should be coming out very soon, and I've also finished a couple of apartments. If you guys follow me on Patreon, then you guys are up to date with what I've been working on and all that kind of stuff, and other projects that are in the works too. So those of you guys that are on there, I really appreciate it, and all of your feedback and ideas for builds and stuff have been really helpful. So yeah, thank you guys. But anyways, in the kitchen, I tried to keep it pretty simply decorated because in modern homes, if you guys have seen any modern home that I have done or interior, I do typically try to leave the clutter a little bit more on the lesser side. I try to not go overboard with it because I feel like it just doesn't work with a modern interior style to have too much clutter and decoration. So I feel like there's still enough though that makes it feel lived in and fully decorated, because I don't like things to feel empty and like a show home necessarily. I've done a couple of like more minimal style interior decorating in like in the past, and I always feel like they're just not complete. Let me know if you guys agree. But yeah, that's it for the kitchen and dining area. I think it's so cute. And then in here, like I said, I end up having like an interior greenhouse with this yoga mat. So I think the other roommate is really into like plants and like wellness and like just doing yoga and taking care of plants all day, which I can totally see the appeal to that, because it sounds very peaceful. But anyways, right here is when I got the idea to do something like a sliding door, and I was trying to use the tool mod and like a window, and then here I was gonna go make my own door because I was in the live edit objects, but I decided to use this door. So this one, like I said, is by Carrie Sims. I will have a link in the description box so you guys can download it. As you guys probably noticed though, there's a lot of other barn doors. This one just looked like it would fit the best for the space that I was using, but there's a lot of different options, maybe even for different wall heights, but also double barn doors. So I think if you guys were to take a look, you'd find something that works for your builds or your spaces that you're working on. But it worked so nicely in here. I am using the platform tool in this build instead of like a regular foundation. So you probably noticed that it kind of messed with placing it a little bit. It placed it on like the ground floor, and then I had to raise the room up and also raise up the entire barn door itself. So I am using the tool mod. Thankfully, it was really easy to do that with the tool mod because you can select everything by clicking on it and holding Alt at the same time, and then just moving everything as like one piece. But if you're a console player, you can download the barn doors, but you can't alter them because you can't have the tool mod, unfortunately. But if you are on console, you can easily download another barn door that might work for your space if you're having a little bit of trouble and you can't make any changes like I can, or another PC player can with the tool mod. But yeah, there I decided to turn the second bathroom into another ensuite instead of having a hallway bathroom. But if you did want to have a children's room and not have them have an ensuite, then you could easily just move the doorway into the hallway. It'd be very simple. But yeah, here I decided to make the room a little bit bigger. Thankfully, it was very easy to do. I just made a little pop out. Something very nice about doing modern homes, that adding those little like changes to the exterior are really not that big of a deal, because just like boxy shapes in general doesn't really matter too much. But if this would be like a Victorian home or something like that, a change like that would be kind of a big deal. At least I think it would. But thankfully it was very simple to do. But yeah, this is going to be the room for the plant lover and the wellness lover. So I tried decorating it with that in mind. There's lots of plants in here. And I also tried to do something a little bit different here with the side tables. I used these hanging lanterns that we got from, I think, Parenthood. They're really cool. They look like mason jars that have been turned into lamps. They're very interesting. I really like them a lot. I don't use them very often, but I felt like they fit this style really perfectly, and it gave me like something different to do next to the side of the bed. Instead of just doing lamps, I typically just put a side table with lamps and then call it good, which I feel like is very realistic, but it's kind of repetitive sometimes. So yeah, it was nice to switch it up a little bit. I also felt like this sim would probably like to read a lot, especially if they like plants and wellness. I feel like reading just kind of complements those two things really nicely. So maybe they're a writer. I don't have like a desk space for this sim necessarily, but maybe they have like a laptop in their inventory and they write on that exclusively. Or maybe they're like a digital artist or something. Oh no, that wouldn't work because the other sim is kind of an artist. I mean, they could do the same thing. It doesn't really matter, but I did want them to have different careers. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of different possibilities for this sim's career, though. I feel like plants and wellness is like their hobby. Maybe they're a yoga instructor. Ooh, I like that idea, actually. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But anyways, this is going to be their ensuite bathroom. I really love how you can see inside the bathroom from the bedroom. But there is the barn door there, so if your sim needs privacy, they can easily close it. But I do imagine it's just a single sim using this room, so they don't need privacy from themselves necessarily, but the privacy is there if you want to imagine it. But yeah, that room came together really simply, and then this is going to be the second bedroom. So this sim is going to be the designer sim, so their office space is right there at the base of the staircase, and they do interior design, maybe digital art and that sort of stuff like that. I didn't give them an easel or a drawing tablet, but you could have something like that easily in their inventory. But I was also thinking they liked fashion, and we have these really pretty open wardrobes that we got from Dream Home Decorator, and so I put that over here in this nice like open closet and cluttered it up with a few different decorations. I thought that looked super cute. I also really love this bed so much. It also came from Dream Home Decorator, and it's just like the prettiest bed that we have in game, I'm pretty sure. I'm completely obsessed with it. For the longest time I was really obsessed with the bed that came from Seasons, the one that has the really pretty comforter that like drapes towards the floor. We don't have any other comforters like that in the rest of the beds. They're all like perfectly tucked into the base of the bed, and I really wish that we had more that were more drapey and more fluffy looking, even some that would be like messy. I think that would be so cool to get like a teenager themed pack and have like messy beds that were never made, and like mismatched like pillows and blankets. Like things are always very matchy-matchy, and it'd be cool if there was like a plaid pillowcase with like a patterned comforter or something that, you know, wasn't necessarily meant to go together. I think that'd be so cool. But Anyways, this is going to be the other ensuite bathroom. It's a little bit smaller, but it came together pretty easily. I decided to use a window instead of that screen as like a divider in between the sink and the shower. I felt like that made it feel a little bit less crowded and more open, and yeah, just a little bit better and more modern too. So that was pretty nice. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the bathroom. I need to play test this actually because I put a shelf right here with a little bit of clutter on it, and I'm not sure if it blocks any Sims from using the shower or the toilet. So I'll play test that before uploading to the gallery, and hopefully it all works just as it should. But anyway, so this is the default build mode. So it's essentially summertime. So this is what your build should look like if you decide to download it from the gallery in the summer or the spring, and even the fall too. Of course, the colors are going to change slightly depending on the season. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about getting like this little break from the snow in a build like this to see what it will look like in like the summertime. But basically, I just put some like flooring and terrain paint around, and a few decorations. I put like a table on the front porch, and I think a barbecue on the back. Maybe I don't even place that. I think I do though. And then like a couple of planter boxes. It's very simply decorated. I didn't really feel like a bunch of decorations were needed or would really look that good. So I tried to keep it pretty simple, and I think it looks super cute. So hopefully you guys like it too, and hopefully you guys like the screenshots. So thank you so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Putting our life in boxes, erasing the memories so you won't notice. I'm taking the time to focus. You're by yourself, I'm by myself. Wish I could solve your problems. They're stuck on my wall like neon paintings, and I'm so tired of being honest to everyone by myself. I do it so well. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. We gave it so many chances. When we saw the signs, we just kept dancing, and the nights always seemed so endless. Thought it would last, now it's in the past. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. I will always remember when I'm dancing around with someone better. Until then I will pause forever. Keep taking my time through boxes and light. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying.